Right, I call the meeting of the Community Preservation Committee, 6:45 on March 11th to order at 6:49. Sorry for the dog in the background. Grant was kind enough to do the minutes. I don't know if everybody had an opportunity to look at them. This was the one set that we were behind on.
I have not had a chance to read thoroughly, but I trust Grant's thoroughness, and would be fine moving to accept them.
Okay,
I'll
Kristen,
abstain. I wasn't there. I mean, I was
Okay.
there in the public, but I wasn't a member of the committee.
okay. And Brett, are you good to vote on them tonight?
Yeah, I'm good with
Okay.
that.
Right. So do I have a motion to approve the minutes from 1/16/2025 as presented?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Grant,
Yes.
Ellen,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Kristen, are you going to abstain? But I'm going to ask.
Abstain.
Okay, and Lisa is yes. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just trying to pull the agenda back up real quick here. I didn't print it.
Lisa, just saying, Claire is on the call.
Oh, she is. I didn't
Yeah.
see that she was on there. Okay. Claire, are you? Is she on the participants? She
Yep,
is.
She is, yeah.
She's
Claire,
muted
do you
right
want to take a vote, abstain, or support the minutes from 1/16? You're muted?
Okay, abstain. I wasn't a member.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna mute. The neighbor's dog barks and then he barks back. So, okay, next up on the agenda is the review and possible vote on CPC warrant articles language. Freddie, are you here?
I am.
Do you want to go through those quickly?
Did you want to bring them up?
Yeah, I'm working on it, I think.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Can you see it?
No. In my opinion, not one of these are ready to vote on. And I'll explain why. Right at the beginning, various follow-up needed. Town council, information from applicants, and I'm also working on some revised language on accounts and other things based on a conversation with Carla, and then that drew me to need to investigate with Stuart. We've been using some languages on the state match that comes from when we first started in 2004, 2003, and they've changed the language, and I want to update it for that. The dollar amount should be all correct. If you want to scroll through it quickly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a Zoom moment. Can you guys still see the
We can see it.
Yes, it's still shared with the highlighted part up
So-
top.
Early in your review of the warrant articles, I had sent out some budget items, what's in the account. Some of that changed a little bit. And if you scroll through this, though, it's relatively the same. One thing we did different this year that I'm going to recommend we don't do again next year, or find a different way of doing it. We didn't go through the budget in detail because, you know, people's eyes start to roll, but it turns out there's more questions that people had because they didn't have that review. So for next year, I think you want to look at it a little differently. We skipped that whole part. So if you, I mean, you had the numbers, but not the deep review. So if you want to go through this here
yeah,
is
I'll
just,
be there in a second. Like I said, I'm having a bit of a technical issue.
okay. Well, I
can
don't
try
even
to
know if
do
you
it,
need to scroll
Kristen.
through it. It's
You
the,
can. Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, just give me a second.
so what happens, just, we have the estimated surcharge based on numbers from Brian and my best estimates, which turned out to be really good, but we updated it. The state got back with some new percentages for the state match, which we're not going to be calling it the state match anymore after I finish up tomorrow. It's going to be something else. But
Can you see that?
I see, I
Yeah.
can now.
Yeah. Thank you, Grant.
Yep.
So basically, we're expecting 555,104 in revenue. And if you scroll down, we put the set asides, scroll down. It's 10%, 5% for admin. And we can go over this in more detail at a meeting, but you have other stuff to deal with tonight. So then we go, and this started new last year. We're taking our bond payments out of the anticipated revenue, right? We used to have a separate warrant article. We pile them into the budget. And it's the way DOR and Coalition and our town accountant agreed on last year, and we did it this way last year. So then we have the annual debt. There's one odd one, there's one debt, the 23,500. It was in a different fiscal year, so I took it out of a different account, and you'll see that later in a different budget item. But it fits in here. And there's also something,
Freddie, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So on these, when are you gonna have the final language?
well, hopefully tomorrow.
So just process wise, how do we move forward if we're not taking a vote on this tonight? Before it goes
You're not taking a vote on any of your warrant articles tonight. You don't have final applications from any of your 3 projects, right? Correct?
So my
Yeah, but
question
to
is,
Lisa's point, I think is, sorry, Lisa, is the question like, what are we saying to the select board tonight about the condition of these articles? Like, where are we? That they're directionally.
These
directionally-
are, the budget is numerically correct. The dollar amounts are correct. There's some language tweaking that needs to happen. Does that make sense?
so when, again, we don't process, Freddie, we don't vote on these before they go in the warrant. We don't vote on the articles. The
So you
language
are
that-
Good.
having another meeting before the warrant gets finalized because none of your warrant articles are ready for print. Correct? We haven't heard back from town council. You haven't gotten the revised applications from any of the 3 projects, so the fact that this one's not prime, ready to go is not holding you up any more than those. You have to have another meeting before the warrant goes to print and take a vote then. Right?
Yeah, so we'll have to figure out after today, get that on the calendar.
Yeah, and it will be, you will have this so you can review it, and it shouldn't be, basically, it's the state match. Anywhere in the warrant article that meant, any of the articles that mention the state match has to be changed.
So Freddie, I wasn't just specific about this article. I was looking at all the articles as a whole. You
They're
know,
all draft and have not been voted on by the committee, and they're not ready to be printed.
But we believe the sentiment and the support is directionally correct. We just need to,
Correct.
Right,
You,
what we
you
discussed.
voted
We
to
we
move,
just don't want them to think they're wasting their time, on anything that we're gonna be like, oh, no, we actually don't support this. Like, we directionally all agreed
you
to,
all, not directionally, I believe you voted to move
Yeah, we
forward
did.
on every project in the dollar amount that the project has in these warrant articles.
so I think that's the important message to get across, right? Like, we can't, we're still working on the articles themselves. Things could change. We're
Well, the
pretty,
big thing is you don't have town council's input on some really big issues that, I believe, is required, and if you don't get it, you may have to pull warrant articles. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I know you've certainly tried to meet with town council numerous times.
Yep.
I
So,
think it's unfortunate this is happening so late again. I know that last year we were, kind of said never again, that this kind of process was so crazy and, resulted in really last minute changes up until the bell. And I feel like even though we did make some process changes, that somehow we're here again. And I know that personally I felt a bit uncomfortable with, kind of the quick pace of voting, editing kind of on the fly. I felt last meeting and voting then, and I kind of still feel that way this meeting as well. So obviously, I know that we're not going to vote, but I just think it's unfortunate that we find ourselves here again.
can I say, as the person who had to put this together, I won't tell you that my stomach is in knots. I've had a headache. I've lost sleep. I was told it wouldn't happen again, and here we go. So, it's
that's on
unfortunate.
us.
It's really been hard on me, I'll say. And after last year, this year hasn't been any easier.
Yeah.
And Grant, maybe I think we should carry that to our next agenda, because as much as we want to internally blame ourselves, and we've tried to stiffen up the process, and then I think Freddie, get some just unfortunate, like carryover there. I listened to a select board meeting where the applicant, I think, even said, well, the date has passed for which we can, submit a CPC submission. And it was a select board member that said, well, that's ridiculous. Like certainly, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically said that's crazy that, if we passed the application date that we can't put something in. So as you make that comment, we need to talk about it more in our next meeting, but I just also want to think that then that's got to be a discussion with our select board in terms of if we need to stiffen up our process and really say, no, we can't do these late applications. We need everyone on the same page.
Yeah, yeah, I think next meeting is fine, or the meeting after that or something to get into it.
So let me just ask a question, Freddie, is we have to go to the select board in very quickly. So let me just ask you this, because we're going to be asked, when are these articles going to be ready to go? And I understand town council is the holdup for some of these. I mean, if it goes to print on the 17th, the 18th, I think it is. So I know we had talked about meeting the 17th. So I guess that's our response. We hope to meet with council in advance of that date. Yes?
Yeah, so here's the worst case scenario, right? If you're not ready, you're not ready. The budget you want to get in, so the budget will be ready tomorrow. That's not a town council item. So Articles 1 and 2, they've already been reviewed by Carla and me back and forth, town accountant. So if you want to scroll down a little more. Article 2 is the revision, the adjustments you voted on last meeting, so that's a budget item. And then you get all the set asides for that. Scroll down a little bit more. Keep
And Freddie,
scrolling.
I'm not trying to rush you along, but it's 7:01.
Are they waiting on us right now?
I don't know. I'm assuming
I
because,
doubt it, but
well,
Sure,
the only
we-
thing
So-
before us was planning board, and I don't know that took a full half hour. So,
got it.
yeah, I mean,
So
if we can,
so what I'm just telling you is
You're right.
Article 3 on are the projects. You have 3, 4, 5, right? 3, you don't have a revised application.
We can put the warrant out without the perfect application, right? It's probably a bigger discussion. We probably should really jump over there, right?
I just want you to look at an email I just sent because they may be asking for it. It
what
came
is it,
up,
Freddie?
it's what's in the accounts.
So in the meeting, you can address that when they ask.
But can I also just add that
Yeah,
requests like that should come in more than X many hours before the meeting? Because obviously
Yeah.
we need the opportunity to be able to validate that information.
well, I didn't even know what the request was. I just knew we
Yeah.
had it as, somebody said it says N buckets. I didn't know what N buckets means.
So I would just say any type of request for information that we're not prepared to offer confidently, we say we weren't aware that that was going to be a factor tonight, and therefore we need to take that back, right? Like it's not that we don't know, but you're not going to throw a number out there on the fly. So anyways, all right, let's cross over.
One last thing before we go, Grant, do you want to touch on the AI recall quickly before we go? So we can get that taken care of.
Yeah, sure. So this stemmed out of Lisa and I were connecting on, how to kind of more efficiently do our minutes and keep up with it. I do the minutes for Historical Commission, and I've been using an AI. It's essentially like a YouTube video summarizer that takes the YouTube video transcript and comes up with a nice summary. And I use that as the basis for doing the minutes for historical and for the minutes for today. That's what I used as well. Right now I just have it on my personal account and I get like 10 free, 10 free uses or something before
Yeah.
it's up. So
So good.
Lisa and I talked about potentially buying a subscription to it. It's pretty cheap, I think. It's I need to check the pricing again, but I believe it's $7 a month.
$7 a month. And I can
Should
tell
be-
you, I actually went in and played around with it as well. And you can definitely recreate the minutes. I mean, between the
How-
summary and the detailed, it takes time to do still, but it's better than going back and watching the whole video.
Yeah, is it 7 for one license or 7 for like 2 or 3 licenses?
I believe it's, I'm not sure exactly. I believe it's per license. So I think the thought, and for me, because I'm already doing minutes for another committee, I'd like to share the
Yeah,
share
well,
the
I was gonna say, like,
responsibility.
I'm sure,
But
I
I
was gonna say,
think
I'm
we
like, I'm
could,
sure RAC would be happy to like, whatever, because I know we don't all have funding, like,
Yeah.
well, CPC.
I think
think if
among
we-
members of the committee, we could all
Right.
log in with the same
Log in
email.
under the same. I agree.
Is kind of what I was thinking.
Cool.
Yeah. So if everybody's in agreement, if we could have a motion to approve the funding of Recall AI at $7 a month or $84 a year.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Roll call. Kristen,
Laval, yes.
sorry. Ellen,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Lisa, yes. Claire, sorry for the bar.
I think Claire is like listening into the select board meeting, potentially. Someone is. I don't know whose phone number that is.
Okay,
The planning board's still talking, by the way. so
Yeah.
we're-
okay, good.
Great.
So, all right, so that's taken care of. Freddie, do you want to touch on the Halloran property bond funds?
And just one thing on that,
Yes.
Lisa, maybe we can connect on the logistics of how we should get that set up or.
Totally
we'll have-
fine.
we'll have
Yep.
some- Yeah.
Totally fine.
Thanks.
Freddie, are you still here?
Yeah,
I don't think we-
I thought Grant wants to touch on something.
No, we can do it offline. I just want, like, I don't know how to move forward with buying it using CPA funds or,
Nope.
committee funds. So,
Absolutely. I'll take care of it, Grant, and then I'll just get reimbursed. No problem.
okay.
Okay, so like you were saying, Grant, I didn't want to whip something up quickly. I think you can do this at your next meeting. It's not something that is dependent for the warrant article to go forward. You have already agreed conceptually, and we took it out of the bond payment for, I think, the townhouse. $30,000 is going to be moved from the Halloran bond over to the, to pay the townhouse. And it's a vote, we'll have a vote, but I just want to make sure you're going to leave some of the money in there and that we address that properly. I didn't ever want to check in with Stuart on that, okay? Does everyone understand what that is? There was extra bond money. If it's under $50,000, you can move it to an existing bond payment. I've gone over that with town treasurer and Carla, our town accountant. So that's good to go. It's just a simple vote, and then the select board will have to take a vote. So they're going to have to take it anyhow. And it doesn't have to happen before town meeting, but I'm assuming that we want it to. So we'll put that up, and I'll get the exact language for that vote. Okay?
Yep.
Before your next meeting.
Okay, so as we head over, so Freddie, Articles 1 and 2, you will talk about with the select board?
Yeah, if anyone has a chance, if they're not doing if they're still talking with planning. Does anyone?
I don't know. That was an update
Okay,
from several minutes ago, so we probably need to.
okay.
I can try to
Well, one
log
of the
on
sheets
my
I
phone.
sent, I'll go over with them if somebody wants to bring it up, to share with them if they have to have it, but I can just reference it. It is I'd rather not put it on the screen, but I can tell them the dollar amount in the buckets if that's what they're looking for.
Freddie,
how
don't they
much you-
have this though? Doesn't Mark Purple, didn't you send this,
Um,
the warrant articles, the draft warrant articles to him?
He's got the draft warrant articles. It's not what's left in the accounts.
Okay, no,
Again,
I'm not talking about that.
But they
I'm
didn't ask
talking,
for that question ahead of time. Like, I think it's, sorry, Lisa, go ahead.
no, I'm just specifically to Article 1 and 2, Freddie, not about what's in the buckets or not in the buckets. So.
1 and 2, they have that. They
I
have all the
understand.
warrant articles.
I understand, but if they have questions on that, I'm asking you if you will answer those questions.
Right, I already said I would.
Okay, that was all I was
I
asking.
was saying if it comes up to the bucket questions, I have answers if you want me to or not.
Well, we haven't seen them, so
That's just it. I'm a little uncomfortable answering questions on the fly, even if like they seem straightforward, if that information wasn't requested in advance of the meeting. I've been in that position before where I was caught off guard, right, about where the discussion was going versus the agenda. So I would think that we'd want the chance to validate that type of financial information before just, I appreciate you being ready, Freddie, but we didn't get that request. I don't know, Lisa.
So I just don't know. I don't know if they requested it of Ben. I don't know. I just saw it on an agenda. I don't
Yeah.
know that there was ever a formal request to the committee for that information. So I guess that's kind of my position, you know?
I will let you know that for the most part, these are accounts that are available, what's the balance is available. The existing balance is what's available through the town accounting system. And then working through the warrant articles, adding and subtracting and working with Carla is where I came up with the numbers that's there today. But no, you have not had the time to go through it, and I think you should
Okay.
say as much.
That's fine. Also, one last thing before we all go over. Everybody feel free to jump in to answer questions. I think we're all kind of on the same page without Ben here. So, you know, if there's a question that one of us stumbles on, somebody else, please feel free to jump in and we'll kind of go from there.
And we did just get an update that the planning board's still chatting. So is there anything else that we feel like we need to?
They might be waiting for us. And
Okay.
that's
I
why
think
we're
we-
chatting. So,
I think it'd be good to set our next meeting date while we're
yes,
all
well, we
here.
have the 17th.
Oh, we do.
Can anyone meet potentially? I don't even know where my phone is anymore to look at my calendar. I'm so confused. I just came from a meeting.
We have the
Um,
17th. I don't have that on my calendar.
we had talked about the 17th because the week of the 17th, I take that back. We
Oh,
talked
okay.
about, let me pull my calendar up real quick. The week of the 17th, we asked council, we haven't heard back from council.
That's
So,
right.
is there a day? I will at this point just tell them this is the day we're doing it and you need to attend. So the week of the 17th being Monday, 21st being Friday, is there a day that works better?
I really cannot do Wednesday or Thursday. Thursday is a bit more flexible. Wednesday, I really can't do.
Okay, and I think the 18th, 21 Highland has a
That's what I was just
Yeah.
looking at.
yeah. So let's not do that. So it would have to be then either Monday the 17th or Thursday the 20th.
I'm good with either.
Okay,
Good with
Ellen?
either here too.
Okay,
I'm gonna have limited availability next week, so you might need to go ahead without me. I'll do my
Okay.
best to attend, but don't schedule around me.
okay, that's fine. Claire, are you still here?
And the 17th would work. Excuse me. The 17th would work better for me, but I could make the 20th work if we need to.
Okay, again, I don't know when we're gonna meet with council,
Yeah.
so, okay. So the 17th, we'll shoot for the 17th then. And Claire, are you still here? If you are, you're muted. Does
I
the
think-
17th work for you?
I think she switched over to listen in to the select board to keep us updated. So I think
Okay,
she's over there.
okay. So, okay, that being said, I think we're good. Let's take a motion. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, do we
What?
adjourn though? Because we're good. We're jumping on with the select board.
We're
in case
posted
we
for
all-
a separate meeting with the selectmen. It's two
Got it.
separate agendas. Yep.
Sorry, thank you.
Yep, you're good.
Motion to adjourn at 7:13 PM.
Oh, yeah,
Second,
wanted to double check that. Sorry. Roll call
Okay.
vote. Ellen,
Yes.
Kristen?
Yeah.
Grant,
yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Lisa? Yes. And Claire? We'll ask again, just in case she's there. Okay. All right, guys, let's all log back into the selectmen.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.